Good morning. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Melissa, Practically Creative. I don't know if Seville will be joining us today, but we're praying for her. We're going to pray for Deborah's husband, too. That probably just got me in trouble on YouTube. Don't care. How was everybody's weekend? Was the 4th with you? I wanted to put something up that was corny, but I was just, I didn't have anything. And I was sewing. Sometimes the 4th was with me. Sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes it was more. Sometimes it was less. We're going to give peeps a second to find it. By me. Oh, Melissa said she had a rough one, but mostly better now. Good. And she put up, didn't you put up a short with the puppy? Showing her puppy. She got a new puppy. And she is adorable. Looks so cuddly. Yeah, I'm playing with my ruler. Apparently I have nervous energy to work off. Oh, okay. I did. She's laying here watching YouTube with me. Melissa said that. I just barely got the glimpse. I played it, but I didn't get to watch it. You know what I mean? I do that sometimes. I thought I had things together this morning. I did have the block together, which was the most important part. But, maybe the camera angles and stuff like that should have been fairly important too. Deborah says it was a good night there, and Sherry is here. Good morning, everyone. She says, good morning, Sherry. I see you have power again. Some places in the city here they were out power for at least 4 days. My parents were overnight. Overnight. They didn't have power for 24 hours. And nobody texted me to let me know, so I could tell them, if you need something, come on over. Oh, Deborah, it was not a good night. Did I read that wrong? I read that wrong, didn't I? I'm sorry. Melissa asked, why not a good night? Alrighty. Let's get started. I'm tired today. I'm tired every day. I get up early. I always get up early because my back is a morning person. The rest of me would like to be an evening person occasionally, but my back is a morning person. Oh, Sherry didn't have power for 4 days. Oh my goodness. A friend lent them the generator. Thank God. Yes, thank God. Oh, Deborah's body didn't like her activities. I didn't know if it was you or hubby. Pardon me. I took an allergy pill, but I'm feeling, scratchy everywhere. And I cracked my window because I like fresh air despite my allergies. All right. You got this. We got this. Let's go. Good morning, Natalie. I hadn't seen you in a while. I asked Sylvia about you. She said you'd been working. It's good to see you. I was thinking about that panel the other day that you gave me. It's hanging up right by my front door because just the panel. I hung it up there, one, so I could see it because it matches, and two, it will remind me I want to do something. Anybody else like that? They get stuff and they may not use it quickly because they need inspiration to hit. I need that. I get fabrics and it's like, what are you going to do with it? I have no idea. It'll tell me when it's ready. Deborah says she was working on her car quilt. Yes, she's making a scrappy car quilt. Words are hard in the morning. And if you look over here, look at that, I pointed in the right direction. If you look over here, there's a live chat box. If you drop that chat, you can see what everybody says to see if I'm telling the truth about what they say, because occasionally I will tell stories. You never know. You can check out what they say. Plus, you can check out links that I drop or my moderators drop for other people's channels, other things. I have the pattern with the link to the templates at the top, and the diamond looking ones. I don't know what that block is called. That one. I got it. That one. Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. I wasn't hitting. I was just Melissa's putting in links of our friends, her and Sylvia. This is from 3 Yard Quilts, and that link is also up there. It was a paid pattern. You can get it as a standalone or in a quilt, but that's what I'm using. I'm calling it a setting. I'm using it between the blocks to give our eyes some rest when I'm doing this. It just struck me that that's what I wanted to do, so that's what I'm doing. I think it was a $6 pattern as a standalone, but it will tell you how big that is. My blocks that I'm making, though, I'm having to adjust because on my community page, I asked what size blocks do we want, and 18, 16, 1. 18 inch and 16 inch ones. So these are 18, 8 inch and 16 inches one. So these are 8 inches, and I'm only doing the 8 inch ones because I don't need giant blocks. But the giant blocks would be perfect for a, like in the center, like this one, an orphan block, a practice block. You could put it in the center and then build that out from it. Anyway, I digress. That's what I'm thinking. Every time I make the 16 inch block, I'm like, oh, they need to put something. If they make this, I would put an orphan block in the center and then make the outsides all cohesive. So the outsides match and they just have crazy centers. Oh, goodness. Oh, Alyssa says she was typing on when I said that. My nose is itching. It's not just live. I want the window open. The birds joined us earlier. Who scared them off? I had birds. I don't hear them now. But anyway, that is a paid one. So my blocks are smaller at 8 inches. So I'm adding a little bit of sashing around them to bring them up to size. And that's what I was doing over the weekend. You can't see them over there. I have a couple over here. Oops. Well, there's nothing you need to see on that one. So we'll leave it in the floor. That's what I was doing over the weekend. I was adding sashing to blocks to bring them up to this size. But if you, there's 21 8-inch blocks that I'm doing. So, and there's 21 because that's how the City Lights pattern by 3 Yard Quilts has it. So 21, let's say 28 inches, 8 by, I don't know, like 4 by something. It'd still be 30 something. So it'd be a baby quilt, a throw over the couch kind of thing. But that's what I was doing this weekend. And the panels that I have that I'm putting in it, I just took a bunch of my 1.5 inches that were just awkward shapes and wasn't going to work for this because I'm using all my scraps in these colors. Well, I hope to use all my scraps. I'm not going to, but I'm using a bunch of scraps. I don't have a ton. And I just did a scrappy 1 inch around them, and I used paper as a foundation. And now I drew the lines on the paper, but then that went out the window because they were not regular shapes, all of them. So if this was a little less than 1.5 inches, well, then that's what went in, and my line moved. But I used paper as foundation because it stabilizes the fabric as it's going through. You could use lots of stuff. I'm not going to get into that. But and I was using newsprint, which I'm not going to use anymore because it is too expensive. So I stopped putting the link in the newsprint. Copy paper will do it. But I've got these to finish up, and there's one of those blocks. These are super fast. I did it differently. They do strip piecing. Yeah, strips to get this. I did 2 at a time, 4 patches to do it. How much yardage does it take? I don't know. I didn't do the math. I just used theirs, and I happen to have an F. And all of these are in weird sizes because scraps are not uniform. I'm talking crumbs, not like, you know, a nice piece of what's left of a fat quarter that's like this big. I'm talking crumbs. So that's why it's written and shown like it is, because I'm using crumbs. Sometimes I'll say you can use a square this size and cut it this way, and sometimes I won't. But I do give you templates so you can always figure it out. And if you need help, please comment down below the video. Let me know if I don't know how to help. I have some great friends, darn, over in chat I can contact. And you can visit their channel and give them questions too, because I like to throw people under the bus like that. Oh. Melissa and Deborah are chatting. I'm going to let them chat while I show you these. And the other thing I did on my 2 weeks, on my community page, which if you visit my community page, you'll see what do they call it? Something a month for a fat quarter shop. Is it yardage of the month? I don't know. Anyway, they'll have the sale on Bella Solids all month, and it's a good sale. They got me. I'm waiting for it to come in so I can do a haul. I got several because Corey Yoder, Coriander Quilts, she's a designer. Her lines she has on her vlog, which is also on my community page somewhere. She has the Bella Solids that match her fabrics. And I was like, oh, I need to get some that match. So I got some that match since they were on sale. Okay, I see. I'm blurry. That would be my internet. Am I spinning? Well, it's not the kid. I'm still looking forward to getting Starlink. Well, let me skip over here, see if I can not. That's not the right page. Let's see what my speed is. My speed appears good. It may have been just a drop. Have I cleared it up? Let me get back over there. Has it cleared up? My speed's good, so I don't know what would cause the blurriness. Usually if it goes blurry, it's Sherry, that puppy quilt that I made, that's where it went. Melissa. I am waiting to see if I'm still blurry. I guess I can talk. Corey Yoder, I was saying, Coriander Quilts. I got her Calienco Jolly Bar, which, by the way, oh no, you are not the only one that said I was blurry. Melissa. Melissa loves the puppy quilt. Yay! Oh, okay. We will carry on. Then hopefully it clears up. All right. So I got her Jolly Bar of Calienco line. And I didn't want to do, she's doing a block of the month. And I wanted to do some of them, but I didn't want to do all of them because that's what I do. And I didn't want to do the size she's doing because I'm difficult. I was disappointed in my internet today. It could be my internet's dropping out in between, so I'm not seeing it. One day I'll get a better camera. Anyway, so I got those. I ordered those, but these are some past free ones that Cory Yoder has done. I shrank them because they were much bigger. Sylvia did the FPP for the puppy, and all I did was fill in the background. If we may not hear from Sylvia today. She hurt her foot very badly. She put it on her community page. But Sylvia is the one who did the FPP for that. She is brilliant with the angles and everything and super fast. So, well, hopefully you can see these. If not, they are on my community tab with clearer pictures. These are just blocks. Now that one I changed the center of. I was trying to match her colors. She didn't have any yellow in this line. So I added yellow here. I thought those were so cute. And this is one that was from a So Long Fat Quarter Shop did that Cory Yoder designed, and it may have been a 6-inch block. I don't know. Anyway, see how we're doing. I think that's all I had over here to show. I was going to show you. This is where I put my scraps. Red, white, and blue. And when I'm done with this, the scraps that can be used for other things, which are most of them, I don't think any of them are 100%, just patriotic. And you can do this in any colors you want. Any colors. Don't feel like you have to do something the same way just because somebody else does. Always pick your own colors. Make it unique. Good afternoon, Lynn. Sherry says Cory Yoder is one of her favorites. I didn't even realize I had yardage from her that I've bought before. I didn't realize it because I was looking at the fabric and not necessarily the designer when I buy. I like the fabric. That's what I'll get. I didn't look at the designer. And lots of designers, maybe all of the designers do blocks of the months on things like that. Let's see. Lynn said, good afternoon, ladies. Can't stay to chat today. Off to meet a friend who just got back from Aussie. Her son got married a couple of weeks ago. Need to catch up with her. Oh, have fun. Have fun, and I'll see you later. Thanks for dropping in and saying hi. So anyway, that's how I'm keeping track of my scraps. And this thing actually came with, I did not get this on Amazon, but I have one similar to it. It's a little bit bigger that I did get from Amazon. It had 2 of these sorting containers. And I took one out and put it in a drawer. I need to iron that. That's just over there. Now I was going to show all the fabrics I have in this block. I fussy cutted out of some yardage like this. It was all fussy cutted. Just scraps that I had left over from one that I did for my dad and my eagles, because my dad likes eagles. So when I see eagles, I tend to use them. And that was one of the first quilts I made, was for my dad a couple of years ago. Deborah says, I want one of those storage containers. They are on Amazon. The short that I put up has a link to it. I read that if you have affiliate links below your video, you have to put sponsored as a video. I didn't do it for this one because I've seen people not do it. And I'm not, talking about any product, trying to sell you on any product. Deborah says Bill likes eagles too. So anyway, if I mess up and they let me know, then I'll fix it. But I appreciate you guys using my affiliate links. They are getting clicks, so yay. And I get a ton of things from Amazon. I've always had their links in there. I just never had an affiliate link, which costs you nothing. It charges you nothing. It does nothing to you, but it gives me a little bit, you know. All right, let's get to this. Am I still blurry? I'm a little bit worried about that. I'm a lot worried about that. Anytime you get something for free or get compensated for sharing something, you have to say it's sponsored. I think that's ridiculous, but Deborah says she uses them when she can. Thank you, Deborah. And Melissa says YouTube has wacky rules. Yeah, I Googled it because I was like, is an affiliate link considered sponsored? And it said even if you paid for the product, which I did, that even if you paid for the product, if you have a link that gives you any type of compensation, it's sponsored. So that's what Mr. Google Pants said. Okay, I'm bummed. I'm blurry. Melissa says she has a Fat Quarter Shop affiliate link, but I've never made anything on it. And they have their refer a friend thing that they do. I've never bothered with that because I think everybody already shops there. And if you've ever shopped there once, it doesn't give you anything. You don't get anything from them if they've already shopped there once. Can we use your Amazon link for just anything or just quilt things? Anything. The way that affiliate links work, and I think they all have different time limits set on them. The way the affiliate link works, if you click my affiliate link, any product, or I have one on my main page up at the top by my PayPal, if you click that and go to Amazon, for the next 24 hours, anything you get, I will get credit for. It credits in different percentages. Like some things you may get 1% credit for, some things you may get, I think the most I saw was 5%. And they've got a thing called I should put sponsored now that I'm talking about it. And they've got a thing that's called a haul on their Amazon haul. It's like having a Dollar General and a dollar store to go to online. And if you can't get to Dollar General and dollar store very often like me, oh, that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing. I have bought so many things, not so many things, like 5 things, but they're all useful and they were all very inexpensive. And I am going to do a little haul on those as soon as I get a chance to try and make sure they're going to hold together. Yay, Sherry says, great. I buy a huge amount from Amazon. Me too. I thought I heard my earbud make weird noise. Deborah, I've been concentrating. Oh, Sherry says, great. I buy a huge amount from Amazon. Yay. Well, I'm hoping that I'm good enough to stay in it because they reevaluate after a while and decide whether you get to stay or not. So here's hoping. Oh, goodness. Where was I? Melissa was saying, Deborah, I've been concentrating so hard on growing my channel that I haven't really thought about affiliate links. Coleen is sharing what she learns, thankfully, and Melissa shares with me what she learns. So when I know something, everybody knows it, and everybody knows I can't keep a secret for very long. That's not true. There's some things I can't keep to myself, but something that's beneficial to everyone, I will share. Sherry, do you live rural like me? Okay. I think I've got the Amazon thing covered. But that's the only affiliate links I have right now. So, like I said, costs you nothing. It does nothing to what you buy. It's absolutely nothing. And occasionally they said I can get coupons and things like that to share. I haven't seen any yet. And I'm not big enough to have a storefront, which would be very cool. to have all the sewing things in one space, one place that I use for you guys, but I'm not popular enough or get enough traffic to do that yet, is what they told me. See, that was hard. Deborah says, I love your videos. Not a fan of the shorts, but I watch the three of you. Thank you. Truth be told, I'm not a fan of shorts either. I watch them from the people that I'm subscribed to mostly. I'm just not a fan of shorts. But Melissa says, I'm absolutely shocked that Coleen kept that quilt a secret. No, that's why I had to make it so fast too. I think I made it in like 2 weeks. I had to wait for the binding, but it took about 2 weeks to make that. And I was working on it a lot, but I was like, keep your mouth shut, keep your mouth shut, keep your mouth shut. Good morning, Miss Ellen. Oh, it's good to see you. I saw your new cutting electric cutter. And by the way, in case I forget, thank you to Melissa for moderating, and thank all my moderators, even if they're not here. I appreciate it when they get time to be here because it's hard, especially as early as I'm on. So thank you, Melissa. And if you haven't visited my friend Melissa and Miss Ellen, there are links below the video, beside the video, exclamation Ellen. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Truth be told, I was worried. I was worried about that quilt. Melissa said, I'm impressed with Coleen's quilting. Looks professional. I was worried. I knew she wouldn't judge it. But I have nothing to compare it to, really. So I don't know about it is. Okay. Oh, I better draw a card before I forget. What I do is I draw cards from one of the Quilt Builder card decks or their book, whatever I'm feeling like at that time. Right now, I've been grabbing from this one. And I make the block, and I don't use their directions because their block is never the size that I want. That's why you get free patterns and templates and things like that, because they have not done it in the right size. So let's pick a block. And I pick them live, so I have 1 week to prepare for it. Oh, that's going to need something in the middle. Yeah, I can't leave it like that. Blank space. It's kind of like the flower, isn't it? What's it called? Country Farm. Aw, thank you, Miss Ellen. She says, you do beautiful work, Coleen. Thank you. That means so much to me, guys. Thank you so much. It's hard when you don't have a quilting community close, where you can share and stuff like that. Mine is all virtual. Country Farm. Let's see. 2, 4, 6. They're all in 6s. But that's okay. Actually, I can. And on the back of these cards, I am just looking at the picture and recreating it. Sometimes I use paper. Sometimes I use my drawing thing on my computer. Sometimes I use half square triangle cards. Do I have them in here? I got these from Halo, but she doesn't have them anymore. Same with the card deck. So those will be Amazon links. What was I going to say? Oh, on the back of the cards, it does tell you, I cannot see the back of these cards without lots of strain, and then I get nauseous. It does tell you how many pieces of each colored fabric you need and how to cut them. And there's tips and all kinds of things in there, but this gives for 6, 9, 12, 15, and 36 inch. Yeah, 15. 6, 9, 12, 15, and 36 inch blocks on the back of these. So you can do good size blocks with these. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Oh, Melissa says that's intended for a pretty center panel. Let's see. If I make an 8-inch one, I would guess that these are going to be, yeah, these would be 1 inch around here, which would leave me 6 inches. Let's see. Oh, I could put one of my panels that I like that I cut out in there. Next week we're using a panel. Okay, that one needs to be put up. And I'll read the chat real quick. This is the one we're doing this week. That's intended for a pretty center panel, is what Melissa said. And Deborah says, I've been picking Colleen's brain about a lot of things. She is my go-to for maths. And Melissa says, Melissa is practically creative. She says, mine too, Deborah. Sometimes I can't math to save my life. I have days like that. Thank you, guys. Sherry says, you and your group are amazing. Love tuning in on Tuesdays. Thank you, Sherry. Like Melissa said, we try to help, to be helpful to everyone we can. It would have to be a square panel, Melissa says, yes. Or a small panel that you can turn into a square. This one, for the center of this, I fussy cutted this little bitty eagle. Well, where's the top? Okay, that's the top. This eagle right here, hopefully you can see it. One day we're going to get Starlink and my internet and everything, and maybe upgrade my camera. This camera is a couple years old. It's a webcam, so you could fussy cut and then size it up by doing square and a square. But this one is handy Andy. And they did it, I think I can tell, they did it in orange, green, and yellow. But the shades are intended to help you light, medium, and dark shades. I tend to grab what I want. I was trying very hard last year, year before last, to do light, medium, and dark, to keep it like they are, so it would help me get better skills in doing that. And I didn't. When I'm working with scraps, so you get what you get and you don't throw fit. So I just hope it works when I put it all together. Oh, goodness. Oh, there's Laura Lynn. Oh, now the cool kids are here. She says, hello. Hello, all you cool kids working in the shop. Thank you for stopping in and saying hi while you're working and lurking. And they are at Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. They will be on today at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And Saturday, they are on at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you need a link to go see them, it is right over here. And there's also a link underneath the videos because we support Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. And then there's Halo. Wow, everybody's just coming in. Oh, goodness, itchy nose. Good morning, Angel is at Halo Inspired. And also, link is right over here and underneath the video. She is one of our quilting enablers. She has a shop, which is where my Mother's Day is coming from. Just a second, I need a drink, sorry. Allergies are making my throat scratchy. That allergy pill did not help as much as I had hoped. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is recreate this, and I think I've got a good start. I think Deborah said something I missed. I'm sorry, Deborah. See, an Angel is on at 3 p.m. on Wednesdays and drops a video before that sometimes. That's helpful. Well, it's always helpful. Just sometimes she drops a video. I need to clarify that. That didn't sound right. Deborah says, I live in a small town that has no amenities. 20 minutes to nearest big town. Same here. We're 20 to 30 minutes from any town. And by the way, I'm not really happy with my local quilt shop. I emailed them. It's small town quilt shop. I emailed them and said, hey, do you have Coriotor fabrics? I don't need to know specifically which ones. I was just wondering if you have them because it's a drive for me. I have a bad back. I don't want to get there and realize I also have a budget. So I'm buying for something specific. They never got back to me. And I was like, okay. You know who has always gotten back to me? Angel. Angel has always gotten back to me. Okay, where am I? Miss Ellen said, wow, Deborah, I came from a small town like that, but could travel 1 hour to Jackson, Mississippi to find help. I even had a shop in Vicksburg, Mississippi I was going to. Nice. Good morning, Sylvia. I did not tell everybody about your foot, just that it was hurt, because you told everybody it was hurt. And now we are going to put bubble wrap on her. They make people-sized bubble wrap. I've looked it up. So let's start on this before we run out of time. Sometimes it's a 2-hour live. I do not have a 2-hour spine. So you might see me leaning a whole lot like this or like this by the end of the video. My spine and my hips are done. Everybody's saying good morning. Okay. Sylvia needs bubble wrapping. I know. Oh, we're gonna close your eyes just for a second, and that's for the people who have the dizziness when cameras move. I don't want to mess with them. Close your eyes. I'll tell you when to open. Yeah, you get to look out my window. Not open yet. Okay. Whoops. I lied. There. Now you can open. And you know what else I love? I love shops that send me stickers. Or that I can buy stickers from. I think I bought this one. I've got Mom and Pop over here because I want a pretty piece of, I still have it. I still have a good chunk of it anyway. Hot air balloon fabric. And they sent me a sticker. And then I've got halos over here. I thought about painting it. Anyway, I digress. By the way, have you seen the name Coleen Sews and Chats? I should put Chats and Sews. Seriously. I see you. If you use, I'm still blurry, getting blurrier. Let me make sure my phone is off the Wi-Fi. My phone is off the Wi-Fi. Check my internet again. I'll do a couple checks before we start sewing. I may have to change this to a Premiere. I'm doing a speed test on my, wow, that is a screaming high amount for us out here in the boonies. By the way, if you want my attention, exclamation COLEEN will get my attention. It doesn't matter if you use caps. It doesn't matter, or no spaces. You can use caps and it will still get my attention. It puts my name in bright orange so I can see it. I'm going to do the speed test a couple of times. I wonder if I need a new camera. It only does it when I'm online, though. Could that be the camera? I'm going to have to look things up. I don't know enough about that kind of tech. Yeah, our internet is steady. There's been times where it just really drops out and causes problems. It's steady, and I'll have to get back in chat. Sylvia, she was showing you guys exclamation COLEEN works. She said testing. Oh. Angel misspelled Campbell. She said, I can't believe I misspelled that. My family are Campbells. I misspell my own name sometimes. I get carried away. You know, there's a lot of loop-de-loops in there. Get carried away with the L's, the E's. Am I still blurry? There's no reason for it, I see on my end, unless my camera just is junk. And that is always possible. It is a 2-year-old camera, but you know, it's better now. Okay. Okay. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that. All right. What was I doing? Oh, I did these right here last night, and you can see they are 2 pieces. There's a couple ways these could have been done, but I thought this way was the least amount of seams. Also occurred to me last night that when I don't have any space right here left, like if I sew it and I've only got like this much there, my seam is not wide enough. I need to make my seam go in more to give me that 1/4 inch right there. So this right here is a 1/4. I don't know why that hadn't dawned on me before. And I did press these open, which I don't usually do, but those flowers taught me a lesson. There is way too much bulk in those little pieces I use. So pressing them open reduces the bulk for me, which normally doesn't bother me. But the littler the pieces are, the bulkier it is. Yeah, 6 months is old. 2 years is ancient in the tech world, Melissa says. It absolutely is. And that's why I was expecting to need a new camera eventually. But hey, shameless plug here. Use my Amazon links and maybe I can be able to afford it. See, I have to pick my battles. I got fabric last week. I'm getting rulers, some creative grid rulers that Halo has. I'm going to get those for Mother's Day because I'm getting things to make my life easier. Tech was not on the list this year. I sound sorry for the delay. I had to look in the commands for how Coleen listed you in her bot. Sorry about that. I usually do first names except for Mom and Pop I changed for Sylvia so she could easily get them up. And they are doing Cross Stitch Tuesday, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. What is that? Highland Cow. Highland Cow is what it's called. Those are so stinking cute. They don't go with my decor, but I love seeing them. Halo says, I just got a message from notifications. It says, chat with your files. What does that mean? Anyone know? Nope, nobody knows. Oh, what? Did you get it as a hard copy or downloads? I missed it. Okay, we're moving. My phone. That is so weird. Chat with your file. Maybe your phone was confused. All right. So these are 2.5 inches. The corners, although I give you a template, I'll tell you right now, these are 2.5 inches. There is a way to do these where basically you get 2 at a time and you get the opposite ones. So it would work great for this. But like I said, I'm using small pieces of fabric. I didn't have fabric pieces big enough to do that with. So, and I fussy cutted those out of that one strip I had. So there is a way to do that. And I have done that. This is not the only way. This is just the easiest way to use my scraps. And that is my whole point. I don't like scraps. I really don't have a ton of scraps compared to a lot of people. Actually, crumbs. I have crumbs. What most people call scraps, I call good usable fabric. I mean, pardon me. So this is 2.5 inches. This is 2.5 inch. That makes that. See, you come to me for math, and my mind just went, nope, we're not doing the math today. We're worried about being blurry. That makes that 1, 2, 3, 4.5 by 2.5. Right there. And if you use the FPP, they will always line up right. Just sew on the line. And this we are going to do an FPP, hopefully live. Hopefully I don't lose. So the center, I fussy cut it and I glued it using this from Walmart, and I'll tell you this at Walmart was cheaper than what Amazon had it. And just because I have an affiliate link in Amazon does not mean I'm going to tell you, go pay $2 more when you don't have to. So I got this at Walmart. I glued it to the center. And then, because pins hate me, well, that's staying on the floor too. Because pins hate me last night, instead of pinning these two to the center, I've got my 1/4 inch. You can see right through there. Got my 1/4 inch here. I put number 2 and number 3 on because they're opposite each other. They're not going to go under each other. I can do those at the same time. I used actually, it's probably not what's in here anymore. This temporary basting glue from Roxanne. I love the size of the tip. And I think this is the smaller tip. I think it comes with a couple. I got it, a couple of years ago. I got this from Halo Shop. I have refilled it with school glue. Yep, I did. And when I can't use this tip anymore, I'll buy another one from Halo and refill the school glue. This is washable, non-acid, just like the glue sticks. They're safe to use on your fabric. They wash out. I think maybe because that's another story. Let's just concentrate on this. I squirrel so much. Let's just concentrate on this. Anyway, I will use this because I sit in my recliner. I can't sit here all day like some people. I will use this while I'm over there to put like the first one on, every one of them, and then bring it over here. That way I can just sit down and sew without using pins, and it's not going to, go in the floor. It'll stay right where I need it. You need 10K. Who? Can someone tell me how many subscribers one needs to get the first plaque? What do I need to do? Help. Miss Ellen asked. If you have any tips, the quickest way for Miss Ellen to see those would be going to her channel or her community page. I should appreciate them. And, you've seen me. I'm slow growth, so I got nothing. I think it's 100. They've changed it from 1,000. Coleen, does that tip come with a lid? Yes. And you know what? I may not have cleaned it off really well before I put it on last time. I left this open all night, and it didn't clog up. It has clogged up on me, and I just get a pin, one of my flower head pins, the 2-inch ones. I poke it from this side, and then I poke it from that side in the center. There's a piece of hard glue. Let's get that off while I'm, following squirrels. But that's part of what I love. It's got this little handy lid. Be careful, don't lose it. It is small. 100K for silver, Halo said. Okay. I'll let y'all talk about that. So I've got, let's put this up right. My letters are facing like you would read them. A is at the top. So A1 facing upright is facing me. Then it goes to A2 and A3. And since those are across from each other, I can pin both of those or glue both of those. And sew from this point to this point. I backstitch. Some people will sew over a 1/4 inch. I go up to that line and I backstitch. I'll do that on each corner as I sew. So I'm going to go to number 2 and I'm going to do that after I turn my machine on, because helpful when you're doing a sew and chat. Got my iron on. Let's not make any weird noises with this thing. Lowering my stitch to 1.6. Now, I had some universal needles that I don't really use for anything. So the last time I changed my needle, I put a universal needle on it. It's a 9014. I usually use the Microtex sharps, but since I've got these, I'm going to use it. And when I'm out of those, I probably won't buy any more because I use I'm using Schmidt's. I know there's another brand, but I use Schmidt's Microtex Sharp quilting and top stitching at a 90-14. And I think the size is just preference. I think that's, I got them in 5 packs and then I put them in there. Don't ask. I will have to make this sponsored if I tell you about that. I will do a video about it. So, okay, number 2, I lost my place. So we have it here. We're putting number 2 under our needle at the intersection of your foot. And you can do this with your universal foot. That is not a universal foot. See that? That's not a universal foot. I keep the ones I use the most on top in my little stash thing from Fat Quarter Shop. That's the universal foot. I can see through it. On this machine, it is a J. This is a Brother CP60X. Anyway, I've got my 1/4 inch foot on here. Whatever foot I have on is the one I'm going to leave on. Back stitch and come forward. Cut those threads off right at the paper. Keep the trash can next to you. I like doing FPP. I will do regular. In fact, the rulers that I'm getting from Halo are because I intend to do regular blocks. And then I'll just turn it over and I'll do this other side, which is number 3. And it's the line between 1 and 3. Right down at that intersection. And I've wanted to try creative yards. Stop at your line. If you go a little bit over, that's fine. The paper pulls back. No harm, no foul. If you stay on the line, it works better. I have veered. Sometimes that doesn't. I think I need to use snips. Sometimes that doesn't affect the block. If you veer just a little off that line, sometimes it's going to affect it very badly. So stay on the line all you can. If you can tell, I'm still learning. Okay, we've got those 2, and then we pull them back to make sure they cover the space by a 1/2 inch. Oops, it's kind of hard to see there. Yeah, I'm okay with an 1/8 because, you know, we have an add a 1/8 ruler. I'm okay if it's an 1/8, but so getting about a 1/2 inch there because I used my templates. So these were already cut to the right size, which is why I am not going to be using my ruler and cutting that off. Although those dog ears right there are going to bother me. Give that a quick press. I don't keep water in my iron. It is all. Hello, Maritza. Did I say that right? That is a pretty name. Maritza's Yarn. See, now I'm thinking I said it wrong. Yarn and Crafts. Hola. Hola. Mi amigo Halo says, oh, she's getting fancy. You know, I thought about this the other day. I was watching, oh, who is she? Her name is Claudia, which I think is a pretty name, and I'm just cutting these tips off instead of going in with my ruler because, yeah, I do random things like that. So I've got this facing upright. My letters are upright. I'm just going to turn it over like that. And I know that my next 2 are 4 and 5. So I'm going to get the ones I've cut off with my templates. So I know they are the right size. Right side. This looks the same. Right side together. I hear people behind me. And I didn't get my corners cut off. The templates have the corners cut off. I didn't get my corners cut off. So I'm going to line that up there. Turn it over and stitch that seam. But the name Claudia, you know, in like 2nd grade when we were learning Spanish, why, I don't know, but they pick names for you. They don't tell you your name is the same in every language. I wish somebody would have told us that. Because they picked Claudia for me. And I thought that was so pretty until I learned that that's not how it works. Then I was mad. I'm going to push that back. And it should cover that line just the same. Yep. You can see here it covers that line. I don't like how that's looking, so I am going to get my add a quarter ruler. This is the add a quarter ruler. You lay it down on the seam, your seam line. You may or may not be able to see that. Flip your paper back, turn your ruler over to where the lip, there's a lip over here that catches. It catches on your paper. Mine's hitting that seam. And then you cut the extra off. Why did I just barely make it over there? Looks like I just barely made this, but my seam will cover that. I'm going to flip that one over too. See how bad it is. Sometimes using scrap fabrics, I fudge the corners. And I think I can work that in, and then I forget. Okay, so I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do number 6. Right sides of the fabric together. And I'm trying to see this tip to where it's just lined up right there, because I didn't clip my corners and use my template like I should have. If you have them, why not use them? It saves fabric, and it is genius for scrap. Oh, what did I see? I'm going to have to go see what chat said, because I think I missed stuff. And you know I hate missing stuff. Snip your threads. Yes, every time. Snip your threads. And then give that a little push back. Finger press. And I've got enough back there. I'll press both of those down. See, if I wasn't on a live, I would take this out and redo it. Oh, well, that's what the problem is. I just didn't have it pressed good enough. Okay, fix that corner. You can still get them. We have vendors that will not ship anything from China when they run out of stock until tariff war is over. Well, I understand that, but that sucks for us. I don't know if I'd rather them do that, or I'm just cutting those tips off. Making a mess up here. What was I going to say? Rather than having to stockpile and then charge us more as if they paid the tariffs. Those are always nice people. Okay, so I'm going to turn this back upright, and you can see that. Doesn't that look cool? I'm going to look over here. 6 and 7. I hit the trash can. 6 and 7 are opposite each other. I'm going to show you how this works. Yeah, you can see. And this is, now I'm starting to wonder, did I cut all the pieces for this? I didn't. I did not. That should be white pieces, right? That should be white pieces. So let's, pardon me while I poke through things to figure out what I want to do. Where is my white fabric? Just a second. Oh no. It is hiding. Oh, there's some. Sorry about that. I thought I was white. I have some 5-inch squares, so if I don't have the size in a scrap or a crumb, I can cheat. So let's cheat. Let's cheat and guess. Oh, and Mom's getting a chance to sit. Laura Lynn. I'm going to guess right there. I'll get two corners at once doing it this way. I hope. If I haven't guessed correctly, I can guess again. I don't want huge amounts of waste. And this will go in my scrap. I'm not a straight cutter when I do that. I don't like to do that. You can see these are wonky. Okay. That good enough. Put it down, push it back. It's going to fit. All right. Now we're going to take those. I'm going to have to get back in and see what you're saying about the fabric tariffs and all that, because I need to know, am I doing the wrong? I meant to do 6 and 7. That's okay. As long as they're opposite each other, it doesn't matter which ones I do first. This is another one of my not so great tutorials. I am lining this, eyeballing that, lining it up with the corner over here. So it's going pretty straight for me. And I put the glue on there. Yes, I'm using glue. You'll see it's much nicer to me than the pens. I don't say ouch every 5 seconds. And I'm going to quick set it with my iron. Ta-dum. Now I can do these two sides, which should be 6 and 7, but are 8 and 9. See, people think that FPP is so strict. Not always. The square and a square and a square and a square down at the point of your intersection. Back stitch or stitch over a 1/4 inch, whatever you want to do. Back stitch at that intersection. Oops. Yeah, I need to get some new snips. They're like cheap. Add to my list. Come off very close to the paper or the fabric. And push them back. Since I didn't use the templates, let's pray that that worked. Oh, I just barely got that side. Do the other side. Not from that angle, we're not. Come on, get it together. I swear I heard movement behind me. The way I do FPP, there is not a lot of waste. And since I'm using scraps anyway, there we go. And you can see, let's see if we can get the shadows to cooperate. This one, it doesn't look like it made it, but it just barely makes it. Since I use glue, I give them a little extra tug. Oops. Oh, and I have a note on the back of this before I cover it up. Let's read it. 4.5 inches unfinished is what this will be. And when I want to do the same thing, lining up my center point, this point down here, to help me get that where it needs to be. I have a light pad. I don't use the light pad usually, but I found it is, hey, if you're wanting to up your game, I found that a cheap light pad is a great addition. Why? Because I don't have $200 to spend on a light pad, nor do I want to. I don't think it's going to be that helpful. The camera, on the other hand, would probably be kind of helpful. I didn't glue those. That's okay. Then we'll put this side on that I cut wonky. Line by the seat of our pants is what we'll call this. That doesn't look right. Add a quarter ruler. It has this thin edge right here, and you can use anything for that thin edge. But so you can fold it on that line. Beveled edge is the actual quarter. This is an add a quarter plus. A regular add a quarter does not have that lip. This one, I didn't read the fine print or the print at all when I was ordering it. This is just an add a quarter. This one has a fine lip on it. I don't know if you can see that. This one does not. I still like this one because I use my ruler a lot, so that's not too different for me. Anyway, now I've got a better line to line that up with. Y'all, I start out with good intentions of doing things right. Honest. Making sure my fabric didn't flip on me right there. Drop it. Back stitch. Follow the line. Back stitch. You have pink what? I'm going to have to look to see what Halo said. And your right sides were together, so when you fold them back, I think you can see through the, whoops, through the window. The pink add a quarter. Oh, is it an add a quarter or add a quarter plus? Since I didn't use my templates on that, I need to trim these down. So I'm going to turn them over, and on the line, I have sewn on all of them. Actually, how does that go? Not on the line. On the line next, the next piece that goes on, I'm going to fold that over. So when I am folding the next sew line, I'm folding over, trimming that off. So when I put my next piece on, all I have to do is line it up with that edge. Because now I know that edge is a 1/4 inch. And I tend to do that with all of them before I go to the next one. Most people do it with whatever next one they're using. I will do all 4 sides in this kind of circumstance. Fold it, trim. Now Sylvia teaches FPP. Angel has taught FPP, teaches FPP. Sylvia is who helped me quite a bit. But there's more than one way to learn. And I know I can be very confusing. See that? My stitch was over a little bit. I just pulled my paper back to get to go over on that. And in case I forget to put something up, and now we've got all of those trimmed. So that size. Let's try to go in order now. Our next one is 10, upper left corner. And this is why I have a trash can near me. There's cutoffs, upper left corner. And we're going to go back to the glue. I wish I could be consistent. I really do. I see other YouTubers and I'm like, oh, they've got it together. Not here. But but it always works out. And that's why I keep going, because you don't have to have it all together for it to work out. Now I'm going to put these two sides on that are right across from each other, because in this case, it works. Is it quicker than using pens? The way I use pens, I don't think it's slower. Okay, so I quick set that with my iron. Just hit it really fast. It sets that glue. It dries it onto this, so it's not getting on your needle. Then you turn over, and we're going to do 10 and 11. 10 first. I'm going to start off the paper because it is the last one on this side, so I can start off the paper. Okay. So across. I don't usually cut my threads. I just turn it and do the next side. But I'm hanging on to the threads underneath this paper right there. There is a diagram type thing with the free pattern, so you can look at it and see where you're supposed to go. I saw a Kimberly Jolly. Now I'm going to talk about people. Push that back and voila, it covers our paper because we used the templates that I provided and got it all cut ahead of time. What was I going to say? Oh, I saw a short by her. She was showing how she cleans up the floor because she has back problems. And she said that she vacuums a couple times a week. Oh my gosh. I vacuum this little area practically every day, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times a day. I kid you not. I can't stand threads on the floor. My back can be killing me. I will sit in this chair and vacuum. I just can't help it. I can't. It ruins the whole room. I'm in my living room, by the way. So I put a little bit of glue down, line this up. And the edges should be cut right there if you're using the templates just right. Oops. And then I'm going to hit it with the iron. Ow, sorry. Something pinched in my hip. I wasn't expecting it. Okay. And now I'm going to go off the paper and go straight across on both sides. I'm not cutting my threads in between because I don't have to. There are people doing without thread in, Mars. So we're not going to waste it. I didn't know how to do it that way. I don't know who I saw. It was probably Kimberly Jolly. I saw do it that way. I don't know. But I was doing in a circle, putting them on. And I was like, why am I not just doing the ones right across from each other? It saves time. Push that back. Push that back. Voila. Isn't that cute? I think it's cute. And I'm not being cocky because I am always surprised. There we go. And I'm going to stop and get in chat real quick because I think these next pieces will be fast. And I want to see what's going on. I am here for the conversation. Okay. Wow. Whatever pinched was very mad at me. Yeah. We're talking about 100 proof came in. Hello and good morning, Brandy. Exclamation Brandy. Get you Brandy. I don't know if it's there or not. As she was live on a couple Wednesday nights ago. Check out her channel. She's got new toys. I have missed a ton. Up, 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 up. Okay. Angel said you can also soak in warm water as it's temporary glue. And Melissa says, I like how long the tip is. I like the tip, and this doesn't hurt my hands. If you, and you know, that's part of what my channel does, you know, my friend Melissa, her channel, we're going to tell you ways that aren't hopefully going to hurt you if you have arthritis, if you have problems, back pain, things like that. Those little bottles hurt my hands. This does not hurt my hand. So I would rather buy this and refill it than to get those little bitty bottles, or even the regular glue bottles. They're thin and there's too far for them to go. So this bottle is perfect. So I don't mind getting another one. Oh, Deborah said, I got one of those glue bottles from Halo too. And Melissa called her copycat. I'm about to join that club too. LOL. Hey, have you met Halo? She's our enabler. She actually showed, I think she was using the glue based on binding. I hadn't seen anybody do that before. That's what I got it for. And then I started attacking myself with my pens, and I was like over it. So I used the glue. And Miss Ellen says she likes the bottle. We'll definitely check it out. And by the way, if you're looking for glue in like a gallon size, I saw Amazon has, it's not their brand. I'm going to get some. But Amazon, check out the per ounce price. Check out the per ounce price. Make sure it's washable. Make sure it's acid free. I'll have to get that so I can give you some links to it. But Amazon has a brand. It's not Amazon brand, and it's not Elmer's. So, but the bottle, definitely grab it from Halo. And she's, and I'm not saying that just because we love her, and we do, but she, if I found it on sale, I'd tell you. But she is right on target with, and how do I say this without sounding rude, with everybody else. So if it's the same price somewhere else, I'm going to go to Halo because she's a small business, and we support small businesses because, as we know right now, small businesses are not going to make it if they don't have our support. And you can make a difference in that. Smitch is blah, 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 blah. Need the link to your shop again. Oh, okay. Melissa was sharing the link. Thank you, Melissa, and thank you, Sylvia. That's our moderators. She says Smith's is made in Germany. FYI, was Germany. I'm just waiting for prices. She said today is going to be rough. My Taiwanese is thick. We have over 70 yards to cut today. Oh my gosh. Hopefully my fingers work better with a rotary cutter. Oh, be very careful. Do you have a strip ruler that you use when you do? Well, you may not be doing that kind of cutting, but because I know you use the Creative Grids has that strip ruler, which I love. Everybody said hello to Maritza. Maritza. That's such a pretty name. It means we can still get them. We have vendors that will not ship anything from China when they run out of stock until tariff war is over. Angel said. And you got to watch that. Deborah says, I have that ruler in 4-inch and 12-inch, like the small ones best. I do too. The big ones are overkill. The only thing I've used my big add a quarter plus ruler for, besides right now, because it's what I've got, I'll use it for great big FPP, but that's it. There are a ton of things from China in the Notion world. For example, magic pens. I cannot buy anymore temporarily. I use the same vendors as the big boys, aka Fat Quarter Shop, Missouri Star, is what Angel says. Angel, we have been researching everything we use on the farm to see what is made in China. There's way more than we thought. Chicken waters and feeders, attachments of the cat. You know, I'm doing the Amazon, not just the affiliate. Before that, I was in the Vine reviews. And I can tell you the last 6 things I've gotten from that have been made in China. I thought that was interesting. Fun fact. I agree, Halo. Halo says, this is temporary. All shall pass. We are quilters. We are resourceful. We may not win at chicken bobbin, but we will win at this. Amen. Hey, go over, visit Halo and my friends, and subscribe to them just because we are positive peeps. And that's when Laura came in, said, hey, everyone in chat, hope you're all having a great Tuesday so far. She's sitting for a moment. Angel, maybe it will force us to use up our excess scraps and fabrics. Just breathe, Laurelyn. Melissa says, you deserve a break. Amen, she does. I personally don't order fabric made in China. Halo said. And Halo is very good at USA, made in USA stuff. She can tell you what she has, if it's made in the USA or not. Now, creative grids are made in the USA. But see, the problem with that is, and we're going to finish this block, I promise. Halo says most of our fabrics is made in South Korea, Japan, and Pakistan. I've always tried not to buy too much made in China. I have issues with child labor, Melissa says. Don't forget thumbs up. Oh, that was my bot. Somebody said that. Yeah, sorry what the bot says. I don't need to repeat it. Laura Lynn, I broke my foot. I need pudding and bubble wrap. Sylvia said, yes, she has, and badly too. So we're discussing the foot, and that's when, oh, wow, I was way back there, wasn't I? I'm going to fast forward. If there's something I missed, exclamation Coleen. You said my name correctly, Maritza says. Yay! It's just such a pretty name. I only order pluses. Oh. I thought everybody did. When I bought it, I thought that's all that was out now. I got it on Amazon. You know, they've got the free shipping over so much. It's like $35. And so I could either pay $5 for shipping at a quilt shop or, you know, my bad. Not a good idea. Angel taught me to FPP, Sherry says. I am addicted now. Love it. Oh, okay. Lisa Gapin glue-based binding sometimes. I saw that, but I saw Haley do it first. What I see, I try to tell you who I see do it first, but yes, she does. And she is a big fan of glue. And I'll tell you something else. When you got trimmers and your hands shake, first of all, you're very good at putting glue on. It doesn't matter if your hand is doing this down the line. It's fine. If you get a pen, that's why I'm a pen cushion. And the later in the day, the worse it is. Painkiller time. Thank goodness hubby's legs work. Oh, not for yardage, for cherubs. Missed it. Okay. Oh yeah, cherub share is this Wednesday. Cherub share on the live for Halo is the first Wednesday of the month. I forgot it was the first. Isn't it the first Wednesday of the month? Because you didn't do it last week. I don't. Oh, don't use Stripology to cut yardage for cherubs. Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. There is a delay between me and the chat to begin with, and then when I scroll up to see what I missed and I come back down. All righty then. So we have the center finished. We're going to see how to do these. These are 2 blocks. It's a windmill block. So I'm using off-white in the background. You may not be able to see that. Just to have a little bit of difference there. But if you're doing FPP, you would take your first fabric, which I'm going to tell you right now, I did this wrong. I should have had it to be the white. Take your first fabric. That is not where you go. Glue stick. Number 1 is right here, so I'm going to turn it over and I can see through my paper here. You can use a light box. You can use I've got a cabinet light over here that I use sometimes for these. Put the glue on there. And I can see the lines through this particular paper. But if you couldn't, all you'd have to do is match up your corners right here, and you've got that center where it needs to be. I'm hoping I'm somewhat clear, y'all. I'm sorry. We will upgrade as we can afford to, and that's not right now. Now my next piece is white. So I'll take it and I'll put the right sides together. Put it right over that. And I'm just going to hang on to this because I personally don't need to glue this or pin this. I just hang on to it. I have to make sure that my corner doesn't flip when I put it under here because that happens so many times to me. I'm hanging on to the rest of it. This is where talent comes in. Got my strings with this finger. I got my paper with this finger. That way I can put my foot down. So on the line, stop at the intersection, come back, lift that up. Just like the square and square center. This is only 3 pieces, only 3 pieces. So you've got piece 1 and 2 on. And you can tell that I need to trim this because I didn't use my template to cut that. Then I'm taking my off-white piece that is collecting things for me. Thank goodness. I'm a mess. I'm going to take my off-white piece. It is piece number 3. I can see right here. At this point, if you had a lot of fabric there, you could fold this over at that line. And I'm telling you, I do it this way sometimes. Fold it over at the line. Cut it off with your rotary cutter. Sometimes I'll just use my scissors because it's quicker than lining up my rotary cutter. That didn't need to be cut, but I did cut it. And now you want your right sides together. You're going to line up that edge that you're going to sew. Line up. I always say I've done better tutorials. I've done worse tutorials. Make sure I don't flip that corner that I always flip. Hang on to my threads and my paper and the end of this so they stay together. And then let it rip. Maritza, what kind of crafts do you enjoy? If you're still here and hanging out, weird nosy like that. Then push this side back, make sure it covers the entire piece of paper, and it does because we used a template for that. Cut just to the right size. Gonna press that back. I should have the other one with my iron. I don't think I did. It helps a lot. And now I'm gonna trim this to the 2.5 inches. With with my rotary cutter, unless I can't find it, and then I'll use my scissors. 1/4 inch, and I'm going to do this side and that side. And I did make I know the blade's open, I'm aware. A rotary mat. I did make myself one with a piece from Amazon because it was the cheapest place to get that mechanism that turns. I'll show you in just a second. The problem is over here. This table is the perfect height for me to hang on to my ruler. Well, and now that's 2.5 inches. And I'll show you how to do the other one without the FPP. But let me get a drink, please. And I'll be right back. Whoops. In case nobody's told you, you got this today. It's a good day to try FPP. 3 pieces. Do all those. Reprint them if you mess up. Use your little scraps. You won't worry about it. Anyway, I took a piece of wood, and this is the mechanism off of Amazon. I took a piece of wood and put this little mat that I got on sale from, I think, Missouri Star. I put it on top of it. I painted this with chalk paint to make it look a little bit better. This works great sitting over at my recliner, which is where I do most of my cutting and gluing and stuff. But over here, it's just a little bit too high. And I noticed that I was slipping when I was trying to cut. So I need to practice that more before I try doing it in live, because nobody wants to see me go wonky live with a blade. All right. Strip rulers don't work as well with my preferred rotary cutter. You're missing out. No doubt somebody retracts a message. You have now, and this is a joke because you're due. Anytime somebody retracts a message, we have exclamation FOMO, which says someone has retracted a message. This has triggered FOMO in your host. Fingers and spell check, most likely reason. But Coleen now thinks you're keeping secrets. Secret keeper. And our people that usually do that, I think it's Sylvia and Deb. Okay, I'm being ornery. Now, if you wanted to do this, and I'm hoping this one is cut closer to the right size than it should be. If you want to do this just regular piecing with the templates, you can totally do that. Once I figure out how I did that. Wasn't prepared for that part. Okay, the long side goes out, long side goes out. So I have my long sides facing out. I'm going to have to trim this. My long sides facing outward. Just take this one, turn it over to that one. And you know what? I can tell that's not right because those should be the same size had I used. I'm going to fix this. Shh. Don't tell. Yeah, I didn't prepare as well as I could have. Okay, and that's what they should look like. Let's do that again because I will do it wrong. Let's make sure I sew the right side. I said long sides facing out. Take this, turn it over, right sides together. I'm going to take a 1/4 inch on this short side over here. If you're taking it on a long side, you're wrong. Try again. Also, using FPP keeps my machine from eating the fabric. Put it. So I got those two together. I'm going to press that to the dark side, dark piece on top. My hands are not cooperating now. They know I've been on here too long. Press that to the top. Put that on the top and press backwards. Good morning, Tracy, Tracy, Tracy. I missed your birthday. I didn't even remember to get on and tell you happy birthday in chat. And then we're going to take this piece, the longest edge, right sides together. Put that on there and do another 1/4 inch from corner to corner. And this one I will have to square up because my fabrics weren't. Hey. My foot, my hand, and the needle are not cooperating at the same time. Hang on to your threads. They also make a great handle. I saw somebody call that a handle, and I was like, well, that's what you'd call it. If your machine needs a little bit of help over that, bunch of fabric, just pull on that handle a little bit. Don't jerk it. Heaven knows what'll happen. So then we'll press that back. And we've done it just with the templates, which should make it perfect. But like I said, one of these I did not cut with the template, so I'm going to measure it. It should be 2.5 inches square. See, my 2.5 is right there. I'm going to put my fold line, my seam. I'm going to put it on the 2.5 inch mark here and the 2.5 inch mark here. And I don't want to cut that side first. And I'm going to line that seam up right there. That will get us all coordinated, I hope. Somebody didn't do too great. We're not going to tell. Double checking. So these are 2.5 inches, so that's easy enough. Use the template and make it 2.5 inches. Like I said, I'm using little bitty crumbs. That is why it's not written as a 2 at a time windmill. Tracy, I saw Missouri Star had cotton on sale. I don't know what it's doing, if you can even get it, if it's feasible for you, but I saw they had their cotton thread on sale. I don't know if you use it. I remember you said you like Missouri Star thread. So now we've got that one. And what we want to do next is make sure I had these marked as completely red, but then I fussy cut it out of the flag. So make sure your reds are facing the same way. I've got my 2 whites touching on the short end. So if you had these longer ones touching, that's not right. That's not right. The shorter white is what you want. Now turn that over and take a 1/4 inch and see now's the problem. I want these to nest because I have better luck when they nest. So I'm going to just push that seam over. That's all I'm doing is I'm pushing that seam over. I have taken the paper off before to push that seam over. Make sure I'm still on the right side. Right side. Here I will use pens because the time I get that glue on there, it's not going to be lined up for me right. Nesting for the win. Yes. Yes, that's what we did. And this side will nest, which I hate pressing to the white, but that's what we're going to do, which means my seam is going to twist right there, which also means this is what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to care that the quilt police were not invited. I'm going to go in at an angle because I find it lays better. I'm going to clip that. Now this one will lay down and that one will lay down. Don't tell the quilt police. If you don't like to do that, please don't do it. If you want to repress the whole thing, you do you. I do what works easiest for me. Okay. If I was a circus trained, I wouldn't have broke it. Sylvia, I'm praying a speedy recovery and blessings, Miss Ellen says. And while we're talking about prayer, I'm not trying to convert you. I'm not trying to get you to come over to my side. I'm not trying to do nothing. But if you are a prayer warrior, please remember to pray for those that were hit by those storms or tornadoes. We had 7 here in Missouri last Tuesday. Those who have lost their homes and the wildfires and the shootings. Lord knows. We need prayer. Like I said, not trying to convert you. Okay. Those do not match up as quite as nicely up here as I would have liked that my FPP ones did. Okay. So, and voila, we have that one done. And we're going to do this one 3 times because all of these are the exact same, just turned different ways. That's why I only did one. And now we can put it together. Oh, I better leave those out. Better leave those out. Put the glue away. Let's see. Thanks, Coleen. I still have a lot of Missouri Star Quilt thread, and I don't know what the shipping would be exactly. I was just telling someone the other day that I had gotten a lot of the bro thread, which is made in China. Also, the sim thread is made in China. See, this is the bro thread. I use it for, that is what this is, isn't it? I use it for embroidery. I will also use it for piecing because I use polyester for piecing also. But right now I have some serger thread that I'm using for piecing because I can. I know you're not supposed to. It's holding. Telling me I'm wrong isn't going to make me not use it. But, oh, where did it go? Somebody stole it, or it fell. Give me a second. I think this is 400 yards. Is that what it is? Wonderful specialty thread. The only place I found the 100 weight. I'm trying to see how many yards it is. I think it's 400 yards. Is on Amazon. I will never buy it again. Do you see how small that is? Even if it's 400 yards, I wanted to try it for piecing to see if my seams would be flatter. So instead, I'll be trying the 80 weight, probably Aurifil. Cat-like reflexes. But I wanted to try that for piecing because it's supposed to make your seams lay flatter if you use the 100 in the top and the 60 weight in the bottom. I'm still going to try it. I just, for the price, I don't think that is, I'm going to use a term I don't really know what it means. Fiscally responsible for me. So let's see. Now we just have a 3/6. We have a 9 patch to put together. We're going to put this side over on this side. I'm going to get the these clips out too. The box says Missouri Star. Those aren't Missouri Star. I got a Missouri Star sticker years ago, and that's where it went. I've had a blank space, and that's where it went. Now, I fussy cutted some eagles out, so I'm making sure they stay where I wanted them. The top and bottom don't have anything to line up. That's why I'm using the clips on them. Right sides together. Line up your sides right here, and I clip the side that I'm going to sew. Right sides together. Finished both quilt tops yesterday on my new Juki TL18 QVP. Oh, you got a new one. Tracy got it. I'm sorry. Tracy got a new machine. Yay. Yay. I'm so happy for you. Pardon me. So these, I want to make sure I don't lose my tips. So what I'm going to do is, clearly this 1/4 inch over here is not as good as the other one. I'm going to put a pin through that seam where my 1/4 inch line is supposed to be right here. I'm going to put it right through that seam. It should come out right at that point, the point of this. And then I'm going to put it through this one. That one looks much bigger. What did I do? I'm just finding the intersection. I'm putting them through right there. And I'll line it up. It is bigger. Oh, somebody didn't cut their paper very well when they cut it out. This does not have a 1/4 inch seam. That's why it was looking funny to me. Okay, so I've got that lined up. This pin is straight. I'm going to hang on to my fabric right here. Instead of getting another pin, I'm just going to tip this one over and do it like that. But I am going to pin here because that felt tough to do. Normally, I would get extra fancy and go through this corner and that corner, and we're not going to do that today because I don't want to. So, let's see, put that back where I found it. And this one, I'm going to do the same thing. Come through this tip right here and go into that tip right there with my pin. Zach helped me get the machine, and I'm paying him back. Oh, I'm so happy. My voice needs to stop doing that. I know that's irritating. Go through this tip. And then instead of trying to go through them both at the same time, it's just easier for me to find them individually. Go through that tip. Line up. Get your needle straight. I am so happy for you, Tracy. Oh my gosh. Hang on to your fabric so it doesn't scooch. Oh, and the 8th. Let's see. I was going to remind people the 8th, our block of the month comes out. This month, I think, is Germany. Am I telling secrets? Oh, anyway. Our block of the month with Sylvia, Melissa, and I. So don't forget to subscribe to their channels so you don't miss all 3 of them. See what we do for the block of the month. And then on the 10th, I saw the Fat Quarter Shop is having Jolly Bar Day. They're making it a tradition. The first year is this year. They're going to have giveaways and stuff, I guess, during, I don't know. But they start at 10, so you got an hour or so before Mom and Pop start. This one is crooked. Now I'm going to sew all those seams. Put it back. Okay. My letters are right side up, so I've got them on the right side. I'm going to sew all of these seams. This side is just a flat piece of fabric. This side has a seam on it, so I'm going to put that side down. It is the path of least resistance, which means there's less to pull against the machine. Oh, should have seen me this weekend. I am so talented. You know what I did? My big-handed yellow scissors were sitting right here, and they fell, and I caught them right between my legs. My husband was not nearly as concerned as he should have been. 1/4 inch. I've got the 1/4 inch put on. I'm going to turn this. Let that thread out a little bit. I'm going to turn it and just do this other side. probably should have just chain pieced. And then I'll do the top one because that one is going to require more attention. Again, turning over to the path of least resistance. There is no seams on that side. Actually, there's no seams on this side because I've got the FPP on it. But just listen. I have to remind myself, and I say a lot of these things not because other people need to. A lot of people are experienced and they don't need to remember to do this, but I say it because I need to remember. I still make bad decisions and forget. Okay, I'm going to clip that first one off, get it out of my way. Open it up, see how it looks. And my eagles. Oh, is this the bottom? That'll make sense for the bottom. I was going to say I put my eagles on upside down. That better be the bottom. Now I'm going to go over here, take my clip off. I want to make sure my needle is just the right side of where my pen went in. Or just right over it, which is, more concerning. Let's try it. Take out your pen. Don't roll over your pen. You shouldn't do that. It's bad on your machine. It breaks needles. Ask how I know. Don't ask. I'm kidding. Oh, okay. It's really worried I put this on upside down. So I'm going to put those both back where they go. The red facing towards the middle. I'm going to turn this one instead of cutting my thread. I've just got my edge lined up there. In a perfect world, I would have pinned the corners. We've been here a while. My hips told me nope. And now my hands are joining. It's okay. It's okay. This too shall pass. And once I take the papers off, I should have kept that corner, but didn't get it lined up perfectly. That's all right. It looks good to you. So I'm going to take these off the edges, the seams, take them out of the seams because it's easier to press them if I do that. You can press to one side. You can press these open. You can spin your seams maybe. And this newsprint comes off really easy. I'm hoping the copying paper does. Because I'm telling you, $15 for 500 newsprint pieces is ridiculous. I think what happened is Amazon found out that they, and I'm probably going to, I may not be an affiliate for long, found out that sewers really like it for FPP. And demand went up, so they decided to take the price up. Copy paper works, printer paper works. It's just that this is easier on my hands. I'm going to press these in because those are pressed out. Or at least they will be when I'm done with them. So the center, I'm going to press to the center. And I'm sorry I haven't been in chat. I'm probably going to have to read all of this later. Should not be here that long. Oops, barely caught my fabrics on that one. Got this one pressed. Let's press these to the outside. And I'm giving them a little bit of a pull to keep them from puckering under there, pleating. I'll be done when I'm done. Nope, not yet. Somebody talks too much, shows too slow. That would be my son I'm speaking to. You're what? I'm going to turn the camera at you and everybody can see you. I'm teasing. That's what we do. Okay. These are pressed out. These are pressed in. Those are going to nest. And we're going to pin there. When I say nest, I mean, you can't see it because there's too much going on that. There's a little lip there, and there's a little lip here. When you put those together, they're going to come together like that and be flat. If you want to see what that's like when it's wrong, put them on top of each other, and you'll feel beside it is really narrow, and on top of it is really thick. it takes a while to get that. At least it did me. I did not get that. I did not understand it. And if one more person had said, you can just feel it, I was going to scream. Actually, I'm going to go through here and through this corner, right where your things might be right there, and right next to that seam. That way I can still feel it nest. And I know it's where it needs to be. I went through the corner up here, the 1/4 inch. I went through the corner up here. I'm going to do it to the other side. Natalie had a short shift. Yay today. All right, you're going to open. I put it through this corner up here where my intersection is, which brings me out at the tip on this side. Pretty close. Then I'm going to go in on the tip on this side, which should also bring me out at that corner. And then on the ends, I'm going to do a hope and pray because that takes too long for me to fuss with. Normally, I would put both pieces on, but we're going to do one at a time. Follow your line unless, like me, you've taken the paper off that one. The corners I didn't put paper on, actually. I should have pinned that center too. Well, let's hope we got the center. Anywhere there's an intersection, or I don't want to lose a tip, like the center, I'll show you, I should pin. Oh, see, I should have pinned that. Actually, my seam went out a little bit. I'm going to do it from this side where I have the paper. I'm going to redo it. Yep. That is very good. Hang on a second. Because those ends are okay. It's just right there. I'm going to be fiddly. I know, too long. People are going to start running off. But I've gotten lately to where I'm trying so hard to do it right. I've started, unless I don't want to, because sometimes I just don't want to seam rip. There's plenty of times I'm like, don't care. No one will see it. This one's a little bit over my tolerance. Have to read, have to start. Whoa, that was paper I ripped. Have to start cutting. Blah, blah, blah. She says, TY for being the light. Thank you. See, I'm just taking this going between my fabrics. I'm getting annoyed. It's very thick there, and I don't want to accidentally cut my fabrics because I do that, even though I've got that on the right side. I'll start singing here in a minute. There we go. I got the catch. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in this point where I can see my line should cross. No, I'm not. That's what happened. I was too high. I was watching the wrong spot on this one. I went through this one. Some days. Okay. Now I'm through this point where the whites meet. I'm going to go through this point where the whites meet over here. And that's what I should have done in the first place. When I went across this, I went too high because this paper isn't just right. I cut my papers badly. Do you ever cut your papers badly? I'm going to do it from this side since this side seems to be cut right. And I'm going to back stitch here so it catches my previous stitch line. Go above this one or right across it. Also going to make that stitch here. These corners are good. I didn't want to risk going over them and messing them up. And Halo, in case I didn't say it, you have a good day. I get anxious when I have to get the seam ripper out. And I should have been singing the seam ripper song. Who was singing the seam ripper song? Check and chat. By the way, that's Laura Lynn's song. Okay. There we go. Now my corners meet better. I like that. Now, 1, 2, 3. That's where the pins are going. Start in the center because it's easiest for me. Get that corner up there. I really need to do better. My hips and my back are like, oh, well, you're not doing nothing else today. You'll be enjoying mom and pop sitting on your hiney. Pins always fall back there. So I don't put that all the way in until I get the other one started. That way I can still move it. This corner right here. And this corner right here. And then I can feel them with my fingers to still smush them. When I have this lined up, I am going to anchor this one. That one's right. I'll do the same thing over here. Where'd my pen go? Runaway pins. That's why we have magnets. Here. Oh, yeah, I'm going to lose that corner because I did not do that one right. It's okay. Because if I try to go that far down, it's probably not going to catch my seam. Somehow, even using FPP, I didn't get that aligned very well. That's all right. That's all right. I may have to go over that seam again, and I'm going to lose the corner, but that's okay. That one I can stand. 2 hours is a long time. And I forgot to anchor this one. And line this up as I go. Since I didn't pin the corners, I'm lining up here, here, mostly here, but that lines up for me. Alrighty. I was so happy the first flower I made over the weekend. I didn't use my seam ripper once. And I was like, yay! It made it for it later. I think I redid one seam like 4 times. I had to reprint my paper. Get some of these hazards put away and show you what we got. What we got. Well, stray thread for one. Don't even know where that came from. Corners looking good. All the corners are looking good. Not perfect. If they were perfect, you would not buy for a second that I did them. I'm glad other people can do perfect. It's just not in my wheelhouse. Pretty good. Pretty good is what we aim for. I'll take all these papers off later, but this will be easier to iron flat without this paper on the back. And I do have tweezers for this. Which I should use. You know what? I think I can get that to iron like that. I'm not fiddling with it anymore today. Oh, I am so not a professional. Sylvia's going to nap. Good. And she said, beautiful block, Coleen. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I kept y'all so long. It's becoming a habit, and I'm not proud of it. And I missed most of chat, which is very upsetting to me. All righty. There we have the variation of the Handy Andy. Oops, let's try to get some. There we go. I really like it. I really, really like it. Lots of fussy cutting. These flags, I only got 1 or 2 out of each little section I was trying to cut. And the eagles, they were very hard to find. Anyway, I'm going to move the camera, so close your eyes if you have vertigo. I'll let you know when to open them. Because like I always say, we're high tech around here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming along for the ride, even though it was a very long ride. I appreciate that. And this block will be 8.5 inches. How about we just not push our luck by measuring it today? 8.5 inches unfinished. It will be 8 inches in a setting, although I'm going to put a strip around mine to bring it up to 9 inches finished to go in the quilt that I'm working on. And next size one I'm going to pick. By the way, we have 5 more weeks. If I counted right, we have 5 more weeks before all the ones for this quilt is finished, the Show Me City Lights quilt. And then I'm going to change to, I don't know, I may just do a table runner. I think there's still time to get a patriotic table runner because I need a table runner for that, or a tabletop. I have to design something. I have 5 weeks to design something, and I'm going to be picking the size of the block. Just saying. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for the company. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you, Sylvia. Oh, I know you're hurting. Oh, I'm praying for you. Thank you for Miss Ellen, and I think Miss Ellen is live later. Not everybody is everybody's cup of tea, so, you know, I may not be your cup of tea. Visit my friends. They might be. And if you've stuck around this long, I sure hope you're a glutton for punishment. Okay. Pain brain overrides the edit button. I'm just saying. I do lose the ability to edit sometimes. Deborah, JC, Melissa all say great blog. Don't miss our uploads for the 8th at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And don't miss our Friends Live. And by the way, shout out to my big tidy up. She got her 4-year anniversary. She's a friend of ours. Her name is Dee Dee. Her link is below. And also, if you go to my landing page, that's the first page with all my stuff on it, you will still see links to some people I follow, and her channel is also on there. She does not sew, but she does things that help us buy more fabric, which she doesn't say is actually true, but I'm going to tell you, the more organized you are, the more fabric you can have, and thread and rulers, and all of this is getting to be an issue for me. Oh, I'm getting 3 rulers from Halo for Mother's Day. See, it's a special time. And they're all creative grids. And I want to see how well the creative grids work because, you know, everybody says they're worth the money. We're going to see. I'm not convinced because I'm a cheapskate. But these are rulers that I think I will use often. It's the 9-inch quarter, the Flying Geese, and Crazy Eights. Those 3 from Creative Grids I'm getting from Halo. And if there's something you're wanting that Halo doesn't have on her website, shoot her an email and ask them, hey, do you have this or can you get it? She will either tell you yes or no. If she can get it, if she thinks she can, she will try to get it for you. Keep in mind, especially right now, if you're shopping these small shops, if you're shopping big shops, your prices may change. They may be out of stuff. Give them some grace. Be kind. Oh, there's Dee's channel. Thank you very much, Melissa. If you're in a live chat, thank your moderators for all the work that they do. Don't miss Laura Lynn, Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, who is on in an hour. In an hour. I need to find food before then. And then, you know, take some pills and veg out to the company. So I hope you make this blog. I hope you try my templates, my pattern. I am not a professional pattern writer. I do a lot. I do them that work for my brain. If it doesn't work for your brain, it's okay. Not everything works for everybody. I realize that. I appreciate that. I just like hanging out with y'all. And at least, you know, a handful of you like hanging out with me too. And it makes sewing so much more fun. And if you have any questions, any comments, feel free to leave them below. Don't forget, go when you check everybody out, subscribe, ring that bell, and click on notifications so you get notices if they go live, if they drop a video, if they drop a short. Whew, that was a mouthful. And leave a kind comment because YouTube likes that. Take care. Love you all. Have a good day, a good week. Happy Mother's Day early to everyone. Don't miss the Jolly Bar annual starting this Saturday, May 10th, 5:10, the size of a Jolly Bar. Just saying. Over at Fat Quarter Shop. I'll get it out. Be the light you hope to see in others. Thank you so much for joining me.